The year's just getting started, but cinema is already making its mark. New stories, bold ideas, and unexpected surprises are hitting theaters and streaming platforms, proving that 2026 has a lot to offer. This is Beyond the Lens, and today we're breaking down the top 10 best movies of 2026 so far. 10. People we meet on vacation.
Do I have to tell you? Alex and I are just friends, so we don't need condoms. And we definitely don't need 500, because we're not an army.
Starting our list is a story about friendship, timing, and the messy space in between. People We Meet on Vacation follows Poppy and Alex, two complete opposites who somehow become inseparable. Poppy is adventurous and restless, always chasing the next destination, while Alex is perfectly happy staying home with a good book. Yet for 10 straight years, they've shared one tradition. 1 week every summer, they travel together somewhere new. Those vacations slowly turn into the memories that define their lives. But when things go wrong between them, their tradition collapses, and both are forced to face a question they've been avoiding for years. Warm, funny, and surprisingly emotional, this film blends romance with nostalgia in a way that feels genuine. It's the kind of story that reminds you how complicated love can be when it's hiding behind friendship.
No.
Hey! What a coincidence! We just got hitched too!
So sweet.
Congratulations, you two.
9. Primate.
We're in Hawaii, baby! This is crazy!
Sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones we trust. Primate takes a simple idea and turns it into a tense survival nightmare. When Lucy returns to her family's tropical island home, everything seems peaceful at first. But that calm shatters when Ben, the family's unusually intelligent pet chimpanzee, suddenly turns violent after contracting a deadly infection. With Lucy's father gone and no outside help coming, paradise quickly transforms into a deadly trap. Lucy and her friends are forced into a brutal fight for survival against an animal they once treated like family. The setting is beautiful, but the tension is relentless. Tight pacing and claustrophobic suspense make every scene feel unpredictable. It's part survival thriller, part creature horror, and it keeps you on edge the entire time.
This is Ben.
My hand? He wants to shake my hand?
Yeah. Hi, Ben.
8. The Rip.
It seems simple. Seize the cash, count it, and turn it in.
Money changes people. The Rip explores exactly how far loyalty can stretch before it snaps. The story begins when a group of Miami police officers discovers a hidden stash worth millions. What should have been a routine operation suddenly turns into a dangerous moral crossroads. Trust begins to fracture as greed creeps in. Friendships start to crack, alliances shift, and every decision becomes a gamble between doing the right thing or walking away with a fortune. The film leans heavily into tension and character conflict, letting the pressure build slowly until everything explodes. It's gritty, suspenseful, and filled with the kind of moral gray areas that make crime dramas so addictive.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in on this address.
Shit! There's $1.4 million in this bucket.
Number 7. Crime 101.
You look like a person who has secrets. You got the cars, the clothes, but you can't seem to look me in the eye.
Every great thief has one last job in mind. Crime 101 taps into that classic crime story and gives it a modern, stylish edge. The film follows a master thief who's been operating for years without leaving a trace, but now he's planning his biggest score yet, a multi-million-dollar heist that could finally let him disappear for good. Things get complicated when his path crosses with a disillusioned insurance broker who's dealing with problems of her own. Their unlikely partnership turns into a dangerous game of trust, ambition, and survival. Meanwhile, a determined detective is closing in, convinced he's finally found the man responsible for a string of high-profile robberies. With sleek tension and layered characters, Crime 101 feels like a classic cat-and-mouse thriller where every move could be the one that changes everything.
Now, remove every robbery where there was DNA left at the scene.
Number 6. Arco. Not every sci-fi story needs massive battles or galaxy-ending stakes. Arco takes a more emotional approach, focusing on wonder, friendship, and the strange beauty of time itself. The story begins in the year 2075 when a young girl witnesses something impossible. A mysterious boy in a bright rainbow suit falls from the sky. He comes from a peaceful future where time travel is part of everyday life, but now he's stranded in the wrong era. Determined to help him return home, the girl hides him and begins a journey filled with discovery, danger, and unexpected connection. The film blends imaginative science fiction with heartfelt storytelling, creating an adventure that feels both magical and deeply human. Number 5. Dead Man's Wire.
I have dinner in 30 minutes is what I have.
That Tony Kuritz's fella's on the line and he's asking to speak to you. The guy with the shotgun in the man's neck.
You should open with that shit, James.
Some true stories are so unbelievable they feel like fiction. Dead Man's Wire is one of them. The film recreates the shocking events of February 8, 1977, when Tony Kuritzis stormed into the office of a mortgage company president and took him hostage in one of the most bizarre standoffs in American history. But this wasn't a normal hostage situation. Tony rigged a sawed-off shotgun to a wire wrapped around his own neck, creating a deadly device that would fire if anyone tried to stop him. The result was a terrifying, high-stakes confrontation broadcast live to the world as authorities scrambled to find a way to resolve the situation without triggering disaster. Tense, unpredictable, and rooted in real events, Dead Man's Wire turns a chilling historical moment into a gripping thriller.
You want some milk?
Sure thing, Tony.
Hey, look, ice in your milk.
No ice, Tony.
Good, because I don't remember if I filled the tray. This morning was a whirlwind.
Number 4. The Plague.
So what's with Eli?
Eli's got the plague.
It's not funny, bro.
Sometimes the scariest battles aren't monsters or killers. They're the social rules we don't understand. The Plague dives into the brutal micro-world of adolescence, where popularity, insecurity, and peer pressure can feel like life or death stakes. The story follows a socially awkward tween attending a summer water polo camp, hoping to fit in and finally find his place. Instead, he finds himself trapped inside a ruthless hierarchy where teasing, humiliation, and quiet cruelty dominate daily life. As the summer drags on, the pressure begins to crack his fragile sense of self. What starts as awkwardness slowly spirals into psychological turmoil as he struggles to survive socially in a place that feels more like a battlefield than a camp. Raw, uncomfortable, and deeply human, The Plague turns a coming-of-age story into something far more intense.
I think there's something wrong with me.
What do you mean?
I just feel something's wrong.
Number 3. 28 years later, The Bone Temple.
Many of the things we take for granted will one day pass away completely.
The nightmare isn't over. Decades after the rage virus first tore through civilization, 28 years later, the Bone Temple pushes the legendary horror saga into even darker territory. The world may have adapted to the outbreak, but survival is still fragile, and the infected remain as terrifying as ever. This chapter follows Spike as he's drawn into the ruthless world of mainland gangs led by the powerful Jimmy Crystal. Meanwhile, Dr. Kelson uncovers a discovery that could change humanity's future forever, if it doesn't destroy what's left of it first. The film blends brutal survival horror with a haunting post-apocalyptic atmosphere. It's intense, gritty, and packed with the kind of relentless tension that made this franchise legendary in the first place.
When that time comes, men will no longer communicate.
Number 2. Good luck, have fun, don't die.
There's some shit that's about to come down that I can't prepare you for.
Saving the world rarely starts in a place like this. Good luck, have fun, don't die kicks off inside a random Los Angeles diner where an unexpected visitor arrives with a warning from the future. Humanity is about to lose a war against a rogue artificial intelligence, and the only way to stop it is to change the present. The twist? The future traveler believes the exact group needed to save the world just happens to be sitting in that diner at that moment. A mix of frustrated strangers, burnt-out dreamers, and people who feel like life passed them by suddenly find themselves recruited for a single-night mission that could decide the fate of humanity. Fast, clever, and packed with humor, the movie blends sci-fi stakes with a scrappy underdog team dynamic. It's chaotic in the best way, turning an unlikely group into the last line of defense against the end of the world.
But tonight we got a shot. There's a perfect configuration of people in this diner that can save humanity.
Number 1. Send help.
Here.
What did you just say to me?
Let's not forget, I'm your boss. You work for me.
We're not in the office anymore, Bradley.
Taking the top spot is a survival story that proves the most dangerous situation isn't always the environment. Sometimes it's the person you're stuck with. Send Help begins with a catastrophic plane crash that leaves only 2 survivors stranded on a remote island. There's just one problem: they can't stand each other. One is an exhausted employee, the other her insufferable boss, and the tension between them is almost as deadly as the island itself. With limited supplies, no rescue in sight, and the brutal reality of survival closing in, they're forced to put aside their past grudges and figure out how to work together. What makes the film stand out is the mix of survival tension and sharp character conflict. The island becomes a pressure cooker where every decision matters and every argument could mean disaster. It's gripping, emotional, and the kind of story that reminds you survival isn't just about the elements, it's about the people you face them with.
I'm a much nicer boss than you ever would have been. Except for maybe this part.